Have you noticed every now and then that Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz walks around on our campus? I have. In fact, I've seen Dorothy Gale in just about every one of my classes since I arrived at Geneva. If you experience a Dorothy sighting, do not be afraid. It's not Judy Garland. No, Judy's been making golden bricks in heaven's prison since 1969. It's not Judy, it's Katie Orme. I'm serious. Red shoes, red bow, blue dress, Dorothy. I can talk about reds and blues because I can see reds and blues. And it makes me ask myself, can I see because Dorothy is here, or was I always able, or was it Dorothy who gained Crayola vision for the first time when she stepped on campus 4 years ago? Katie Orme makes you ask these questions. She's a destabilizing force, an agent of chaos. Not the Joker. She's the Joker's little sister who loves her big brother, yes, but not enough to prank people by blowing them up. Katie makes you wonder, will the reddest reds and the bluest blues leave when she leaves? Or will they stay forever, a happy gift from Kansas? Or does Katie Orme, whenever she imagines and dreams, make every Kansas, every canvas she inhabits into an Oz, a place bursting with color as shockingly bright as glow-in-the-dark Russian fallout animals? And since we're asking these questions, you have to ask, by the way, who is Geneva's Scarecrow and Lion and Tin Man? This last one is not a good question because it forces us to separate heart from head and heart and head from courage. And this would be anti-Bob Frazier, a.k.a. Sinful. I can only venture to say that we are all Lion, Tin Man, and Scarecrow, and Byron Curtis is the wizard, except in our case the wizard is real, and freshmen are the Oreos before liberation. And the flying monkeys are also freshmen, and the munchkin who hanged himself is our old mascot Covey the Covenanter, who, if you watch the movie very closely, is not a suicide at all. He was murdered by Turbo. Of course, I am the witch, the wardrobe is Ferncliff, because that's where the witch live, and Mr. Tumnus, let's all face it, is just about as creepy as it gets. You see, like I said, Katie destabilizes, worlds collide. It makes me ask, what will happen to Geneva when she leaves? It makes me quote Stephen King. Katie, our Dorothy, our Andy Dufresne, is going to leave us soon. Forgive me for comparing Geneva to Shawshank Prison, but it was unavoidable because I had to in order to drop the following Shawshank quotation. This is what Geneva is going to say next year, and I have to say it in a bad Southern accent, because this makes me believe that I'm Mark Twain, which is as close as I will ever get to being Morgan Freeman. It makes me sad, Katie being gone. I have to remind myself that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright. And when they fly away, the part of you that knows it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. But still, the place you live in is that much more gray and empty that they're gone. We are going to miss our Dorothy. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Katie Orme.
Well, I get like a mega chair. This is nice. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right. Oh, am I good? Okay, I'll wait. Right, I'm short. Oh, good. Hi. So, going along with the Dorothy theme, I wrote a book about a scarecrow. So that works. I published a children's book in August I've been working on since I was 19, and I'm 21 now. And I was 21 in August when I published it. It's called The Gathering Moon. I hope you like it. I'm gonna start reading it, I guess. All right. I better start with the dedication page. So, this book is dedicated to my parents, who didn't laugh when I told them I wanted to be a writer, my brother, who helped take the pictures of the illustrations and proofread for me, and my dog, Reese's, who without her constant shedding, this book would never have been written. All right. The farmer once planted his seeds on a hill so close to the moon, it seemed that even the smallest creature could reach up and touch it. With the farmer's love for his fields, up sprang the most glorious of all pumpkin patches. For years he cared for his pumpkin patch, but the farmer knew his time in the fields was ending, so he spoke to his scarecrow Pumpkinhead. "Come alive, my Pumpkinhead. Watch my fields while I am gone." And Pumpkinhead did as he was told. The farmer left his fields, his spirit rising up to the moon. Now he could be still close to his land while he was away. For a while, Pumpkinhead kept diligent watch over his farmer's fields, but he soon grew tired and called up to the sky. "Farmer, I know that you are there. Please send me help. Let others share in what you have given me to do." The spirit of the farmer heard Pumpkinhead. He commanded that when the stars come out on the crispest night of autumn, when the moon would shine the brightest, their sparkles would be magnified, creating magic to bring all the scarecrows to life. He called this night the gathering moon. It was that night that the scarecrows would dance their way up to the closest hill to the moon. Amongst the singing and dancing of the celebration, Pumpkinhead, with guidance from the farmer, would choose a new pumpkin protector. So once a year, on the crispest autumn night, when the stars sparkled, the scarecrows would be called to the gathering moon. Each year, excitement grew in the hearts of every scarecrow in anticipation for the magical night. But one year, one scarecrow was not excited. The scarecrow in the red flannel shirt was far too tired to even think about going to the gathering moon. Though the magic would be strong, he knew he could not muster the strength needed to get down from his pole and dance with the others towards the celebration. The field mice knew this better than anybody. "The gathering moon is tonight, isn't it?" Mama Mouse said. "Yes," Papa Mouse replied. "Then why isn't he coming down from his pole?" Little Mouse asked. "One must have enough strength to use magic," Mama Mouse said, looking up to the scarecrow. "He used most of his protecting his field. When the crows came, they promised only eat a bit of the seeds, but our red-flanneled friend had to scare them away after 2 minutes. They nearly ate every seed." "Crows are notorious liars," Papa Mouse added. Mama Mouse nodded in agreement and then continued. "When the rains flooded our home, he let us rest in his shirt until Papa could find us a new house. Remember that, Little Mouse?" "Of course I do," Little Mouse said. His straw was warm. "On the days when it was far too hot," Papa Mouse continued, "he would fan the fields with his hat, and when the early frost came, his fields survived because of the love he had radiated out and kept them warm." "Our scarecrows always let us have the leftover bits of corn after the harvest," Mama Mouse mused. "He did that for so many of us little animals." The mice looked up toward the west, just as the sun dipped below the horizon. Little Mouse shivered and huddled closer to Papa Mouse. "Though the magic is beautiful," she said, her teeth chattering, "it's terribly crisp." The scarecrow with the red flannel shirt yawned, startling the little mice. "Oh, what a beautiful night," he said with a sigh. "How are you, dear scarecrow?" Mama Mouse called. "Oh, not well, not well," he replied. "I'm stuck up here and can't get down. How can I join the others if I have a pole up my back?" Little Mouse looked to her parents. "We need to help him get to the gathering moon." "But how can we do it?" Mama Mouse asked. Little Mouse suddenly had an idea. "Why don't we get help from Penny Hedgehog, Benny Turtle, and Baron the Cat? He helped them too. He's helped so many of us." "What a wonderful idea," Papa Mouse said. So Little Mouse scurried over to find Penny, Mama Mouse found Benny, and Papa Mouse woke up Baron. "Why did you wake me up from my nap?" Baron said, stretching his tail. "You always sleep anyway," Benny said. "We have to help our scarecrow friend get to the gathering moon," Mama Mouse said. "Since he helped us, we will help him." "But what can we do?" Penny asked. "We will lead him up to the hill," Papa Mouse said. "We can show him he's strong after all." The animals agreed and gathered around the scarecrow. "Mr. Scarecrow," Little Mouse asked, "how badly do you want to go to the gathering moon?" "I'd give my straw for tinder to go to the gathering moon." "Dearest Scarecrow, let us help you," Mama Mouse said, climbing up his chest to look him in the eyes. The Scarecrow blinked. "I can't have you doing that. I don't want to be a trouble to you." "Well, that's no problem," Benny said as the mouse family scurried up the pole. You've always helped me turn over when I slipped on my back. How do we get you down?" "Well, if you're going to help, chew through the rope around my waist, tying me to the pole." And little by little, Papa, Mama, and Little Mouse chewed through the rope. The Scarecrow with the red flannel shirt fell to the ground with a thud. Baron wiggled his way under Scarecrow's back, propping him up, and Benny pulled him on his shirt, pulling the Scarecrow to his feet. "Which way is it to the celebration?" Penny asked. "Well," said the Scarecrow, "we have to get past my cornfield first, and then the apple orchard. Finally, there's a river we have to cross." Well, then this should be no problem at all, Papa Mouse said. So off they went, weaving in between the rows of corn, when suddenly a crow landed in front of them, blocking their path. "Where are you headed at this hour?" the crow asked. "To the gathering moon," Little Mouse said. The crow nodded. "But you know, the gathering moon is only for scarecrows." "I am a scarecrow," the scarecrow said. The crow looked to the scarecrow, then flew up to sit on the scarecrow's head. "Oh, I did mean a quality scarecrow. You see, crows aren't allowed in cornfields. I am a crow. I am in your cornfield." "You're on my head," the scarecrow said. He reached up and grabbed the crow. "Now, crow, please leave us. We have to get to the gathering moon before it's finished. And when I come back from the celebration, there had better be not one corn kernel missing from my field." The scarecrow released the crow, and he flew away. "One kernel," he scoffed, flapping his wings. "Not one kernel," the scarecrow called. "Oh, that was very brave of you," Penny Hedgehog said. "It was only my job to keep him out," the scarecrow said. And they came out of the cornfield. More stars appeared in the sky. "How far is the apple orchard now?" Benny Turtle asked. "Oh, not far. We just have to keep heading to where the moon is shining bigger and brighter," the scarecrow said. He led them towards the orchard. As they came closer and closer, the trees started to block the view of the moon. "Oh dear," Mama Mouse said. "How are we to continue if we can't see the moon?" "We have to look for the moon," the scarecrow said. "Baron, can you climb up to the top of a tree and tell us where the moon is?" "Oh, I suppose I'll give it a try," he said. He jumped onto a branch and then another until he was sitting at the top of the tree. "Well, the moon is here. I see it now. We just have to keep walking straight through the orchard and we'll be fine." "Thank you, Baron," the scarecrow said. "You can come down now." "I think not. It's far too high up." "You climbed up there," Papa Mouse said. "I can't see why you can't come down." "I'm a cat," Baron said. "We get up, but we can't get down." "It's fine. Go on. I've helped you." "Well, we can't go on without you," the scarecrow said. He reached out his arms. "If you jump, I'll catch you. I'm made for a soft landing." Baron gulped and looked down. "It's an awfully long way," he said. "And I'm here waiting at the bottom. You'll be fine." Baron closed his eyes and jumped off the tree, landing safely in the scarecrow's arms. He opened his eyes again and looked around. "Oh, that wasn't so bad," he said as he hopped down. "I told you you'd be safe. Come now and let's move on." Knowing the moon was right ahead of them, the seven moved on, reaching the end of the apple orchard. Finally, they heard the rush of the river in the distance. "Well, the current seems so strong," Benny said, looking over the waters. "The rain must have overfilled the river," Mama Mouse said. "There seems to be no way we can cross it. You'll go soggy and we'll be carried away." "Well, we simply have to cross it," the scarecrow said. "There is no other way." "But how?" Penny Hedgehog said. The scarecrow thought for a few moments. He had an idea. "I am long enough to cover the width of the river. I'll lay across it and you use me as a bridge." "But won't you get wet?" Little Mouse asked. "Oh, only my shirt and pants will get a little wet. I'll be fine," he said. The scarecrow lay down, stretching himself over the river. "Come on now." Papa Mouse carried Little Mouse across on his back, with Mama Mouse walking beside him. Then Penny Hedgehog and Baron the cat crossed. "Come on, Benny, you're last," said the scarecrow. Benny hesitantly put his turtle foot down. "Are you sure?" "The others have gone, so will you." Benny closed his eyes and slowly inched his way across the scarecrow. Penny helped him to land. "We're all across," Penny said. "You can get up. We're nearly there." The scarecrow started to pull himself up to the other side. He suddenly felt his feet slipping into the river. "Ah, I think I'm stuck." "We'll help you," said Little Mouse. "Mr. Benny, can you pull him across?" "Well, I can try," he said. He grabbed the collar of the scarecrow's red flannel shirt in his mouth and started tugging him to the other side of the river. Penny, rolling up into a prickly ball, came up behind Benny and stuck him in the tail with her quills. "Yipe!" Benny exclaimed, falling backwards. He tossed the scarecrow into the air, throwing him across the river. The scarecrow hit the ground with a thump. Little Mouse ran over to him. "Let's go," she said, pulling his hands. "We're so close." The scarecrow stood up and dusted off his shirt. "We did it," he said, as he saw the celebration in the distance. Finally, the gathering moon was in sight. As they came to the top of the hill, they saw in the midst of the dancing and celebration old Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead's eyes twinkled as he saw the scarecrow in the red flannel shirt coming up with his friends behind him. "You have made it here," Pumpkinhead said. "We would have missed you terribly had you not come." The scarecrow in the red flannel shirt nodded. "My friends were kind enough to help me here tonight." "Is that so?" Pumpkinhead said with a smile. "He's done so much for us," Mama Mouse said, adjusting the tiny bows on Little Mouse's ears. We had to help him get to the gathering moon. But you see, Penny Hedgehog said, he thought we helped him here, but he helped us here. He scared the crow away from the cornfield, and he helped me down from the tree when we couldn't see the gathering moon anymore, Baron said. And he helped us all across the river to get here, Benny said. He may have needed our help getting down from the pole and across the river, Papa Mouse said, but he was the leader. What is a leader that can't accept help from others? Pumpkinhead nodded. I see. Go now and join the others. I must now find out who will become the pumpkin protector. As the Scarecrow and his friends joined on the dancing, old Pumpkinhead looked to the gathering moon. The moon smiled down at the Scarecrow in the red flannel shirt. Just as I was thinking myself, Pumpkinhead said to himself, then stood and clapped his wooden hands. The time has come to announce the new protector of the pumpkins. A hush fell over the celebration as all turned to old Pumpkinhead. He smiled. The role of the pumpkin protector goes to the Scarecrow who can lead with guidance from others. Most of all, it goes to the Scarecrow who is most like the farmer. This year, the pumpkin protector will be the Scarecrow in the red flannel shirt. Old Pumpkinhead walked the Scarecrow in the red flannel shirt into the pumpkin patch. He smiled, feeling the moon giving him the strength of the pumpkin protector. As he stood looking over the pumpkins, he saw the other Scarecrows, Mama, Papa, and Little Mouse, Benny Turtle, Penny Hedgehog, and Bear and the Cat cheering for him. So on that year, on the crisp autumn night, when the moon was bright and the magic was right, the Scarecrow in the red flannel shirt became the pumpkin protector.